Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Pause with me for a moment. Imagine the man who wrote those words. An emperor ruling the largest empire of his time, surrounded by constant wars, betrayals, sickness, and the heavy responsibility of leading millions. And yet, Marcus recognized something profound. True power isn't in armies, wealth, or politics. It lies in the ability to master one's own mind. That truth hasn't changed. 2,000 years later, we face a different empire. The empire of distraction. Social media feeds, endless notifications, societal pressure to look successful, beautiful, and unshaken. The noise of the world has grown louder, but the solution remains the same. Control your inner response. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist who survived the unimaginable suffering of concentration camps, echoed Marcus's insight. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human. Freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Think about that. Stripped of family, freedom. Dignity. He still discovered a freedom that could never be stolen. The ability to choose his mindset. And here's the question for you today. Are you choosing your attitude, or is the world choosing it for you? Let's talk about this honestly. Every one of us wakes up to battles. Some are external: bills, health, relationships, but the biggest battle is always internal. The story we tell ourselves about those battles. Brown said, "The story we tell ourselves about our struggle either owns us, or it sets us free." How many times have you whispered to yourself, "I'm not good enough. Nothing works out for me. I always fail"? That story chains you. But if you shift the narrative even slightly to, "This setback is preparing me. This pain is shaping me. This moment is teaching me," you rewire your future. Literally, science calls it neuroplasticity. Your brain reshapes itself according to the stories you repeat. Let me give you an example. Two people face the same situation, losing their job. One says, "This is the end. I'll never recover." The other says, "This hurts, but maybe it's the beginning of something new. I will learn from this." Same event. Two completely different futures. Why? Because of mindset. Dweck, the psychologist behind the concept of the growth mindset, put it like this. Failure is not evidence of it's evidence of growth still in progress. People with a fixed mindset see failure as identity. I failed, therefore I am a failure. People with a growth mindset see failure as temporary. I failed, therefore I am learning. Now, here's the shift. Every single one of us can train our mindset, just like a muscle. It grows stronger when we work it. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, reminds us, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your mindset is your system. The thoughts you repeat create the habits you form, and those habits shape your destiny. So ask yourself, what are you training your mind to believe today? The Stoics gave us a roadmap. Epictetus, born a slave, who rose to become one of the most respected philosophers of his time, taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. His life was proof. He had no control over his beginnings, but he mastered his inner world. Seneca, another Stoic, reminded us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. How much of your suffering is real, and how much of it is a story you've magnified in your mind? Think of the times you worried endlessly about something and, when it finally came, it wasn't nearly as destructive as you imagine. The mind is a storyteller, and if you're not careful, it will tell you horror stories that never existed. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, refused to let his circumstances define him. He said, "I never lose. I either win or learn." That is mindset mastery. He walked out of prison, not bitter, but stronger, because he chose resilience over revenge. And this same choice is available to you today. Not someday. Not when life gets easier. Right now. Let's ground this in today's world. Maybe you're stuck in traffic. Maybe someone insulted you online. Maybe you didn't get the promotion. Those are small prisons. And in those moments, you stand at a crossroads. You can either let negativity control you, or you can master the voice within. You can say, I am not controlled by this. I choose peace. I choose perspective. Here's the truth. Growth doesn't start when life becomes comfortable. Growth starts when you decide to think differently in the uncomfortable. Now, let's stretch deeper. What happens if you consistently guard your mindset? You begin to live in freedom. Not the freedom of circumstances, but the freedom of resilience. You can face storms without being shattered. You can face rejection without losing some. You can stand alone and still feel whole. And the science backs this up. Psychologists studying resilience found that the most successful people in life aren't the ones who avoid pain, but the ones who assign meaning to pain. They ask, what does this teach me? How can I grow through this? In short, they choose their story. So here's what I want you to reflect on. What story are you telling yourself about your struggles right now? If you're telling yourself, this is the end, shift it. Say, this is the training ground. If you're telling yourself, I always fail, shift it. Say, I am learning faster. If you're telling yourself, life is against me, shift it. Say, life is shaping me. Because what you repeat becomes what you believe. And what you believe becomes who you are. Let's put it another way. Imagine your mindset as a garden. Every thought is a seed. Negative seeds grow weeds. Positive, disciplined thoughts grow fruit. If you're careless, weeds take over. If you're intentional, you harvest abundance. What are you planting today? Jim Rohn, the motivational teacher, once said, stand guard at the door of your mind, because whatever you let in anger, envy, doubt will eventually shape what comes out. Here's my challenge to you. Today, just once, when something frustrating happens, pause. Don't react. Step back. Ask yourself, what seed do I want to plant in this moment? Choose the seed of patience. Choose the seed of perspective. Choose the seed of strength. And then tomorrow, do it again. Day by day, choice by choice, you will cultivate a mindset that nothing can break. Let me leave you with this. Marcus Aurelius told us, the mind is our power. Viktor Frankl told us, attitude is our last freedom. Dweck told us, growth is always possible. Mandela told us, there is no losing, only learning. Seneca told us, suffering is often imagined. And James Clear told us, habits shape destiny. All of them are pointing to one truth. Your future is written in your mindset. So I ask you, again, what seeds are you planting? Seeds of fear, or seeds of faith? Seeds of anger, or seeds of wisdom? Seeds of doubt, or seeds of resilience? Because mindset is not just what you think. It is who you are becoming. Remember, your mindset is the soil where your future grows. Guard it, nurture it, and watch the harvest change your life. Follow MySoloSky for more daily mindset shifts that move you forward.